Boy, 94 was one hell of a year, huh? One hell of a year.
Fucking riot, a drought, a flood, an earthquake, insurrection.
1994, every time you turn on your television, he's jogging and jogging and jogging, but he's getting fatter and fatter and fatter.
We're like the Comedy Channel for God, you know? He just surfs through all the channels, he gets to us, he's like, I gotta get back there.
Fucked up year with a bunch of fucked up people doing fucked up fucking things. How can't you smoke, drink, and do drugs?
It's really the end of the world. It really is.
We've seen it this year. It's the end.
Nicole Brown Simpson was hooking for Heidi Fleiss, and she was blowing the Menendez brothers up in the hills when Daryl Gates came by, and they dropped their cigarettes and lit that big fire. Did you hear that?
We are just getting word of an earth tremor in the Los Angeles area. We're not sure yet just how big, how serious it may have been.
Remember that sound? See, Charles isn't in charge. And we freaked, didn't we? And crawled on the tables, and everybody was calling each other, freaking out.
I have never experienced anything like that in my life, and I was just screaming. My boyfriend's going, go to the doorway. I'm like, well, it's shaking over there, too, you know? My pets are freaking out, and you know how they say that animals can tell? Yeah, isn't that true? Absolutely true. A week before that quake hit, man, both of my cats were in the den looking at brochures for Hawaiian holidays, man, both of them. Maui.
Imagine being a primitive person. You wouldn't know what that was. Primitive man, the earth shakes, freak you out. You would not do whatever you were doing right before the earthquake. You would never do that again. Because you'd think, no, don't touch rock. Rock make earth shake. No, don't pick fruit. Fruit make earth shake. Don't pick fruit. Don't touch tree. Tree make earth shake. It's a good thing people weren't making love right before it happened. That'd be it for population.
I was in bed with my future ex-fiance, and we were having sexual intercourse, you know, anyway, there's an earthquake. Now, I'd never been in an earthquake before, let alone one year. Right, so here we are. In a way, there's an earthquake, and the bed starts to shake a little more. I figure, I'm definitely going to marry this chick. This is great. Then the room started shaking. I figure, I'm going to be married for a long motherfucking time. And then the earth started shaking. I figure, hey, I'm the greatest piece of ass in the world. I'm balling this chick. The planet is fucking moving. Okay, thank you. Until she said, honey, that was an earthquake. And I went... But I figured out what earthquakes are. Earthquake is God's way of going up to the earth and going, cough.
Aftershocks were the freakiest part. Because it just kept happening. It was like God saying, ha ha ha, just kidding. Before the big quake, I used to run to the door, just a little thing, little shake. I'm at the front door. But after it, after about a week of aftershocks, yeah, that's about a 5. I'm not getting up.
No such thing as aftershock. Let me ask you a question. If I'm walking down Sunset Boulevard and I get up to La Brea and somebody kicks me in the butt, and I keep walking up to Highland, somebody kicks my butt again, is that an aftershock? That's another ass kicking, that's what that is. In that case, the LAPD could have said, we only hit Rodney King one time. The rest were aftershocks.
I think I must have fallen down, the bookcase fell on top of me, and I passed out. When I came to, I didn't know what had happened. I thought the whole building had collapsed, and I was stuck, and I couldn't get out, so I started screaming for my neighbors, and they kicked the door down and came in and picked it up, and I'm okay. I hit my head and my leg.
We're going to be here till it's over, and we won't leave until everybody's taken care of.
Thank God for FEMA. Did you kids get FEMA? Oh, they made the mistake of calling me up. They said, we're coming over with the check. I had the cutest house. I just tore my little house up. I had to get some money. I blamed everything on the earthquake. I showed them the crack in my dog's ass. I said, that wasn't there. That wasn't there before.
I can tell you there will be more earthquakes like Northridge in Los Angeles. Whether it will be soon, I don't know.
A seismologist basically sits around in their ass, reads a paper, eats donuts, drinks coffee, bullshits with the other people till there's an earthquake. Then they look over at the graph there and they go, that was a 6.6. They ask them questions. Will there be more earthquakes? There may well be. Do we always have this many aftershocks? Yeah, a lot of times. And they try to make it more complicated. You know, it was a 6.6 earthquake. If it had been an 8, that would have been 10 times more powerful than a 6.6. Oh, fuck you, okay? 10 times more powerful than a 6.6 is a 60-fucking-6, all right? We are not running out of numbers. I mean, who is this acid freak junkie Dr. Richter? 8 is 10 times 6. Oh, yes, Dr. Richter. Oh, yes, king of the seismologists. Yes, you know, they're putting this shit on TV. I got kids. I'm trying to teach them how to count money. Dad, here's $100 I owe you. This is only $8. It's Richter money, Dad. It's Richter money.
For weeks, the Democrats who control Congress have resisted Republican calls for hearings on the Whitewater real estate investment, on the failure of Madison Savings and Loan in Arkansas, on the role of Bill and Hillary Clinton.
I've still not been accused of anything wrong because I haven't done anything wrong. And I'm not going to do anything wrong.
Hearings will be held this year prior to the congressional adjournment. Is that correct? On the issue of Madison Savings and Loan?
Well, I would hope so.
I tried watching the Whitewater hearings. It was fascinating. A lot like listening to golf on the radio in Latin. I'm glad it happened, because every time 4 months go by and I don't hear of a government cover-up, I worry they're getting better at it. They've gotten it so far. Bill got inside information from an SNL developer and bought real estate in Arkansas. On purpose. And he lost money. Isn't that just like a Democrat, man? Get a sweetheart deal with inside information, still lose money. That's why the Republicans are so pissed. You had it on a goddamn silver platter. And not only did Bill lose money, Hillary made money on cattle futures. Who of you knew cattle had futures? She made $100 grand on a $1,000 investment. Screw health care, put her in charge of the Treasury.
And the Republicans continue to call for an investigation into the president's Whitewater affair. And personally, I feel comfortable knowing the Republicans are in charge of such an investigation. I mean, if there's one group superbly qualified to investigate fraud, greed, and corruption in the banking industry in this country, it's the Republicans.
The Whitewater, that didn't go anywhere, did it? Although Al D'Amato, Senator D'Amato, he was shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that there was corruption in government. Shocked. You know, this is like the Menendez brothers sending a Mother's Day card, okay?
Just someone was running by me and he just like whacked me with this long black stick.
I am responsible for failing to report things I learned about the assault when I returned home from nationals.
But Harding will not go to jail because of a plea bargain she agreed to last week.
It is interesting to note that that the person for whom this was all done received no jail and an enormous amount of money.
The U.S. Olympic Committee's decision to let Tonya Harding skate on its team alongside Nancy Kerrigan left some games-goers exasperated.
I was so disgusted. You know, at first I was saying to my boyfriend, he actually said to me, he goes, well, I don't think Tonya represents the United States in the way that I wanted. She shouldn't be a member of the team. And I said, yeah, but you know, she committed a felony. She sold her story to books and hard copy. You know, she's a hero now, made a lot of money, pretty much basically represents the United States, right? Ollie North should have her as a running mate. I think that's the thing to do.
The only person in our country that we can agree is guilty. This poor little pinched-faced, trailer trash, bleach blonde bitch. It's the only person in the country that's guilty. It's true. Menendez brothers shotgunned their parents in the face? Well, we're not sure. Not sure? On which point were you unclear? John Wayne Bobbitt, not guilty. Lorena Bobbitt, not guilty. Not guilty? She should have at least been convicted of littering.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Lorena Lenore Bobbitt, not guilty of malicious wounding as charged in the indictment by reason of insanity.
And this is what amazes me in this country. You could do anything and get off on this. You know, you could kill somebody, get off on this. I think we need to get a grip in this country what temporary insanity means, because I don't buy it as a murder defense, because people kill people. That's animal instinct. To me, temporary insanity is breaking into someone's house and ironing all their clothes, you know.
Lorena said during the trial that she did not remember the specific act. Now, you can forget where you put your car keys. You can forget, I forgot to bring the milk home, I can't believe it. You do not forget a wackectomy. You don't forget that.
I always feel that that's one of those stories that will live on. Past this year, past this, probably past the millennium. It's an evergreen, you know? Now, and I always think, I think probably I'll be telling this to my grandchildren someday as like a nursery story, you know? Sit the little girl down and say, Grandma wants to tell you a little story. You know, once upon a time, there was this lady named Lorena Bobbitt, and she was having a very bad day. Very bad. Her husband, John Wayne Bobbitt, was acting like his usual asshole self, raping, pillaging, beatings, his usual day. This particular day, he went over the edge, and Lorena got very thirsty. So she went into the kitchen to get a drink of water. While she's in the kitchen, she said to herself, you know, I'm not that thirsty. What I really feel like doing...
She pulled on my groin area twice. I think I felt a couple jerks, and then after that, she just, cut it off.
Oh, I know. The women found that very exciting. They're like, all right, it's about time. Way to go, sister. When that happened, that was horrible. You know, and what really, when you think about it, what's meaner to do to a guy than cut off his little buddy? What's meaner than that? Tossing it out the window of a car. I mean, which is the most amazing part of the story to me. I'm an average guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think I could fool you. You know, they cut off my little buddy, toss it out the window of a car. It's lost in the gravel forever.
I picture the night it happened. There he is out in the bushes, 3 in the morning, looking around. Fuck is that thing? His best friend comes out from across the street. Hey, John, what are you doing? Watch where you step. Well, what'd you drop, your contacts? No, my fucking dick. She threw it out here. He's lucky, I'm telling you. I mean, she could have threw it in the trash compactor. She could have flushed it down the toilet. She was nice about it. She hid it like an Easter egg.
Women thought that men were very disturbed to see this guy had his penis, cut off. But guys thought it was kind of cool because we just like to know that if it has to be, it can be sewn back on. That was a real relief to us. We wanted one guy to have it done because we have these nightmares. We're camping in the nude, we're chopping wood, and a squirrel runs by, we cut our dick off, and it's good to know that you can go into a dry cleaner's and have it sewn back on. That's a good thing. Also, I think guys like to know that because you got to see one guy have that happen to him. Because I'll tell you, the rest of us guys, no matter how shitty any of our relationships have ever been with a woman, they pale by comparison to this. Oh yeah, my first wife spent all my money, fucked all my friends, but hey, didn't cut my dick off. Yeah, that's what I call love right there. Did not cut my dick off.
Former President Richard Nixon was laid to rest today at his home in Yorba Linda, California.
He played a leading role in shaping the events that have shaped our lives.
But the enduring lesson of Richard Nixon is that he never gave up being part of the action and passion of his times.
living every day of his life to the hilt, the largest figure of our time, whose influence will be timeless.
And Richard Nixon earned that leadership role for his country with courage, dedication, and skill.
Did you guys see the Nixon funeral? All those eulogies? I think they buried the wrong guy, man. No, the guy they put in the ground was a fucking saint! Besides, who could get that close to drive a stake through his heart? That's what I want to know. And to me, Nixon was America. He was a blue-collar kid who worked his way to the top using all the skills at his avail. Lies, smears, innuendo, anything he had. He made it all the way to the top. They knocked him down. He clawed back up. They knocked him down. He clawed back. And that's why I don't think he's really dead. No, he's coming back, man. He's at some Swiss spa getting Keith Richards' blood as we speak.
Do you believe nicotine is not addictive?
I believe nicotine is not addictive, yes.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
The tobacco company said it's not addictive. Nicotine is not addictive. Now, I'm not picking on you. I used to smoke 3.5 packs a day. One match. But I quit. You want to know how I quit? Oh, this is good. Wait a minute. This will be a public service. Now, what I did is I went to an acupuncturist. And it's exactly as you think it's going to be. You take off your shirt, you lay down on a table, a man walks in with handfuls of needles, and he starts to knit with you. And he puts them in back of your knuckles, elbow, under your arm, your chest, your stomach, like 100 needles. I'm telling you, 100 needles. I'm laying there, and he leaves. And my first thought was, oh, God, I hope he works here. The acupuncturist said to me, when you light the cigarette, you're only allowed to take one drag, and then you have to put it out. So I thought, this guy plays with his needles. But, you know, that night I figured, oh, what the hell, you know? I'm with a group of people at a benefit. Some of them didn't know me. We're all standing around talking. I'm standing there. Listen, you're going to go to the game Friday night? Yeah, maybe I'll go with you. People are running like I'm a lunatic. I'm going out at night. I have 10, 12 packs of cigarettes on. Right? I go in a supermarket. Give me 144 cartons of Marlboros.
Folks, cigarettes kill 1,000 people a day in this country. I recently saw a billboard that said, if you smoke, please, try these. Right under it, a huge warning label, right? Warning, Surgeon General has determined smoking causes lung cancer. However, if you smoke, please, try these. Isn't that just a little bit insane, folks? I mean, could you imagine a billboard that said, if you're gonna jump in front of the train, shouldn't you be wearing Reeboks? For that running start off the platform.
But it is great to smoke, I'll tell you. They're really pushing it to stop. Really pushing it. Wherever you go, restaurants, trains, buses, funeral parlors, they don't like it. I did. I went to a friend's funeral. I lit up. The wife is going, you know, secondhand smoke. I go, believe me, he don't mind. I tested. I leaned right over the fucking box. He ain't getting up.
Let me give you a general tip on life, okay? It's not even tobacco. You burn anything, you suck the hot smoke into your lungs for 15 fucking years, it's not gonna be good for you, okay? There's no argument. The shit is bad for you. You know, they put warnings. Oh, you know, smoking, what do you put warnings on everything? Oh, don't burn this curtain and inhale the fumes. Yeah, sure. You know, next thing we know, the lawyers have their way. There's gonna be warning. You're gonna go into a restaurant, it's gonna say right on the fork there, don't take this fork and stick it in your fucking eye. Ow, 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 ow. No, don't run your dick into the stool. It's really hard. Going, ow, 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 call my lawyer. I'm suing.
It's just money, it is. It's commerce. If the North Carolina soil were more conducive to opium poppies and tobacco, Jesse Helms himself be shooting up in the Senate cloakroom. All right, who's holding? Strom, tie me off, would you? Instead of the cigarette executives lying under oath, you would have the Heroin Institute say there was no link between nodding off and kitchen fires.
Not a Marlboro. They won't let me endorse him. We don't like his image. No, but you like killing 22,000 people a year with him. That's a good image.
18-year-old Michael Fay was treated to a hero's welcome today upon his return to Kettering, Ohio. Fay, looking more like an all-American teenager than the political prisoner he had come to represent, was released Tuesday from a Singapore prison. Fay was punished with 4 strokes of a rattan cane for allegedly spray painting a car. The caning was considered by American standards to be cruel and unusual punishment, straining U.S. relations with Singapore.
This is not an international incident. A retired East German female Olympic athlete posing as a tank. That's an international incident. You know what this is? A spanking. And not even a good, scandalous British spanking, which involves pale, naked, bony members of parliament, 4-inch stiletto heels, oranges, and muffled barking noises. No! It's a weenie little spank. What's next? Mom, North Korea keeps looking at me. Hey, the kid signed $1 million book TV deal. Hey, spank me.
Boy, were we disturbed. Caning for spray painting a car, 6 lashes, because he got caught spray painting the car. Hey, I'd like a little fucker to be caught by me spray painting my car. I'd have stomped his ass. He would have never fucking believed it. He'd have got fucking smacked here in L.A. taking a car, fucking punched in the head and shot a couple times. Take your caning like a man, you big pussy.
Just as scientists predicted, the series of comets known as Schumacher-Levy ended its long journey with destiny when it collided with the surface of Jupiter, creating an impact equal to thousands of nuclear explosions.
7 comets collide with one of the great planets in the solar system. Now, the great thing about this, the comets were the Levy-Schumacher comets. Jewish comets. How often do you have this? Halley, Gentile comets. Levy-Schumacher comets colliding with a planet called Jupiter. Is God telling us something, ladies and gentlemen?
The Jupiter thing really caught my attention this year. That was fascinating. What fascinated me about that was that we had the technology to know when it was going to happen. I mean, and I think technology is a fascinating thing, but you know what? I think it makes us stupider. The VCR is a classic example, isn't it? The VCR, nobody can program their VCR, so what did they come out with? Oh, they're already VCR Plus, remember that? They're like, look, you morons, all you do is you punch in a couple of buttons. This is all you do. We still couldn't figure that out. So they came out with something that you talk into. That's all you do. You just pick it up and you talk into it, but we're still too fucking to figure that out. So you know the next thing they're going to come out with something you just actually grunt into. You just sit on the couch, scratching yourself, you go, Baywatch. Yeah, I mean, that's
Anti-abortion violence has taken 2 more lives outside a Pensacola, Florida abortion clinic. Early this morning, Dr. John Bretan and his bodyguard, James Barrett, were shot to death while entering the facility.
I think he died doing what he believed in. I believed in that too. And I feel like I was spared to carry on.
2 doctors, no, 1 doctor was killed, 1 doctor was shot at an abortion clinic, shot by people who used the Bible and God as their justification. It makes me wish that God would take out one of those ads in the paper. You know, I will no longer be held responsible for actions taken in my name.
Paul Hill's actions saved those babies from being murdered. He stopped the guilty aggressor who was about to attack many innocent victims. In America, this is called justifiable homicide.
Don't kill anybody unless they've already been born.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's wrong to kill embryos. He was grown. He deserved it.
I'm always upset by the religious right and how they try to paint women who have abortions as frivolous, selfish, irresponsible. They got me nailed. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a clinic, you know, with a friend of mine and said, hey, give me an abortion. And give my friend here, what do you want? It's on me.
The whole premise is if a person does not want to have a child, they're not going to be a good parent. So let them make that decision.
Former government worker Paula Jones filed a civil rights lawsuit in federal court today accusing President Clinton of making sexual advances to her in a Little Rock hotel room while he was governor of Arkansas.
Well, all I asked for was an apology. I did not want to file this at all. All I wanted was an apology and an acknowledgement that, yes, he did invite me up to his room.
You don't find it amazing the President of the United States gets slapped with a sexual harassment charge? The entire country's reaction is, that again.
In May, I gave a statement about his distinguishing characteristics to my attorney, and I signed it under oath. I have the proof.
I know what the president's balls look like. She went on television. I have proof. I know what the president, they're hanging. They hang, and there was 2 of them. And it looked like chicken skin, and then there was this other thing. It was long, and it had like a helmet. There was a helmet at the end. Proof. I have proof.
Paula Jones can identify President Clinton's genitalia because she was in a motel room with him for 10 minutes 10 years ago. Now, I was married for 17 years, okay? I could not pick out my husband's pecker in a police lineup. You want to know something? I don't even remember his face. First of all, I thought that all presidents were required to commit adultery. I thought it was in the Constitution, okay? I mean, just in recent American history, if you start with FDR, okay? FDR was stooping his secretary in the wheelchair, all right? And the wife was doing a little muff diving on the side also. But in the wheelchair. This is how handicap parking got started, please.
I don't know, what do you do, finger on an elevator or something? That's an honor. That's not some pervert, that's the president sticking his hand up your dress. That's something you tell your grandchildren about years to come. So he stuck his hand up. I'd love to go home, tell my wife, hey honey, I met the president today. Really? Is he nice? Did he shake your hand? Shake my hand, he jerked me off all over myself. That's a great fucking guy.
After an arduous fight on Capitol Hill, President Clinton today signed his long-sought-for $30 billion crime bill into law.
The crime bill not only has 100,000 new police officers who, properly trained and deployed, will lower the crime rate by preventing crime.
But hold the phone. First of all, critics complain, already strapped cities and localities will have to pay an increasing portion of the tab for their new officers.
It would be easy if the government just gave gang members, robbers, thieves, and crooks, give them $1 million each. 33 million of them, give them $1 million each. We could cut down on crime just like that. Just like that. You give these gang members $1 million each. Hey, homeboy, where you going? I'm going to Disneyland. It's amazing. The government is wasting our money. They spent $2 million on a survey on why prisoners escape. $2 million on a survey on why prisoners escape. You know what they found out? They didn't like being there. And why do they stop prison riots? Here's the first public service deed these people ever done in their lives. I wished I was in charge of this country. Some dude comes up to me, if you don't give me a filet mignon, I'm going to kill my cellmate. Knock yourself out. If I were in charge of this country, all criminals on death row would be dead. This appeal system stinks. If 3 or more people say you did it, that's good enough for me.
How many people here like those 3 strikes and you're outlaws? You like those? 3 strikes and you're out? I don't know. I don't know if I want criminals under that much pressure. My luck, I'll get mugged by the guy with 2 strikes under his belt. You know, hey man, I got 2 strikes, don't play with me! Take it easy.
The Brady bill was a good first step. It will save some lives, especially for people who have established records of mental problems or clear criminal records.
This is a very important day for me and for Sarah and for all of those
who have worked so hard to see the Brady Bill become law.
Gun control is not the way to reduce crime. It's essentially a false promise. It won't have follow-through, and that the real agenda should be to target criminals.
Now, folks, I don't want to sound like a Quaker, okay? But when you think about it, is a week a long time to wait to see if the former mental patient is qualified to own the weapon? Hey, 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 I am an American, I pay my taxes, I'm in an argument, I want a gun, I want it now. Just hold on, pal, just hold on. You're gonna have to fill out a form. You're gonna have to wait at least a week for the gun. A week? The guy will be gone in a week. I want to shoot him now.
I believe everybody should carry a gun now. I think every single person in America should have a gun on them. I believe that some psycho came here tonight, would kill a bunch of people, came in, I'm gonna kill him, and we all drew our guns and went, what? I just think he'd go, oh, this is the Comedy Store? No, I was looking for the Laugh Factory.
Part of me believes in gun control, the other part believes we have the right to bear arms, so maybe in the spirit of the Constitution, we should all own one gun. But it should be a musket. Hear me out, they say if you own a handgun, chances are you're gonna hurt somebody you care about. In the heat of an argument, it's like, oh yeah? But if you own a musket, you son of a... When I get a hold of you... Hey, get back here! Get back here! Instead of guys in an emergency room with bullet holes in them, they just have gun butt marks on their forehead. I don't know, he couldn't get it loaded, so he hit me with the damn thing. I'll tell you what, if you're like 70 years old, I think you should have a gun. You know, if you've earned the right to walk down the street and not be bothered, you know, you've earned the right to not worry about it. I don't think you should, I think people should have to wait for you. I hate it when I see old people running for a bus. It really bothers me. I think we treat them so bad. I think if we gave them guns, we'd all treat them a little better. You know, you're 70 years old. I think the government should give you a gun. It should be a handgun, taped, cocked, and loaded in your hand at all times. You're walking down that street, that bus starts pulling out. Hey! Hey!
It's weird, man. You go into a bank in Canada, the guard doesn't have a gun on. He's not wearing a gun. I wonder what he's going to do if there's a robbery. Go up to the guy, hey, 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 hey. Is that your money? I don't think so. Put it back. Put it back. Do I have to take my belt off? Put the money back in. Up in Canada, they have gun control there, and they have very few murders. They had, I think, 3 murders so far this year, but they've also had over 500,000 hunting accidents.
A double. Who wouldn't be smiling? Here's one of the reasons behind that smile. And here's another. Peter's High Velocity Show. Yep, for hard-to-get game or the tough shot, Peter's packs the power.
Now, did you ever see hunters? They're going through the woods, see? They're going through the woods covered in camouflage. They really think the animals can't see them. I mean, that would be like a moose comes in your house with a picture of a chair on it, you don't notice it. I believe that every side, black and white, there's an area of gray in every argument. Every argument. Look, the PLO and Israel signing, Jordan signing. I mean, this is wonderful. Peace. I said, if they can work it out, why can't you work it out? I have an idea to make everybody in this room happy. Okay? First, let's make the hunters happy. Let them hunt. Go on the wood. Kill everything you want. You kill bazookas, flies, ants, animals, beat them over the head, and they got all excited. They love this. Get a pot and pan, kill something. They're cheering. I said, look how happy they are. Now let's make the anti-hunters happy. We have hunting is allowed all the time. You don't have to have a license. Just go and hunt whenever you feel like it. With 2 rules. 1, you must hunt naked. And 2, you must wear the mating scent of the animal you're hunting.
Pop singer Michael Jackson has agreed to a settlement with the family of the teenage boy who has accused him of child molestation.
No doubt here that a substantial amount of money is involved, is there?
I'm not going to talk about the terms of the agreement.
Now, the shocking thing to me was when Michael went on TV to plead his innocence. My advice to him at that point would have been, when you're going on TV to plead innocence to pedophile charges, lighten up on the Maybelline. That's all. Just a touch less, that's all. The shadow, the blush was fine, just a little less, that's all.
I am totally innocent of any wrongdoing, and I know these terrible allegations will all be proven false.
Oh my God, poor Michael. That's the strangest nigga. I don't know any black people like him. I don't. He's been through so much. I mean, this child abuse thing, he was set up. $20 million he gave away? Please. He was set up, and the man's going after him. He's not finished with him. And they left it open. They're not finished. I'm saying this money bothers me because if something was done, then everybody should go to jail. Michael, all of them. The parents, too. This boy's underage. What do? Put a gun on the parents? Don't move. I'll be back in the morning. I'm going to spend the night with Michael. They were a part of it, but the money's involved in there, so it's good. It's the truth. All the parents know. The rest of them, the rest of them are would-be serial killers and orphans.
I just wish it was my son. $20 million. Shut up and go back in there, boy. You don't want to go? I'll go.
In a surprise announcement, Lisa Marie Presley confirmed reports that she and Michael Jackson were secretly married in the Dominican Republic in May.
Let me tell you something. Elvis isn't rolling in his grave over this. He's digging his way out.
I am here on Winston Farm in Saugerties, New York, along with 350,000 revelers to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Woodstock Music Festival. Promoters seem all too eager to empty the tie-dyed pockets of a new generation, eager to return to the 60s.
Woodstock 94 was an exciting event for all of us. Maybe not all of us. But basically it was very similar, mud and tits. The bands were old. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and these guys, and Nine Inch Nails, Green Day, Porno for Pyros, they were exciting, but these old guys.
Oi. Oi, 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 oi. Once upon a time, you dressed so fine, you threw the bums a dime in your prime, didn't you? People called, said we were dull, you're bound to fall, you thought they was all kidding you. Used to laugh about everybody that was hanging out. Now you don't laugh so loud, Mr. Big Shot, huh? Now you don't feel so proud.
They shouldn't have called it Woodstock, though, should they? Because you can't recreate the original Woodstock. That would be like taking something that's happened real recently that's based on just pure love and peace and non-commercialization, you know, like, anybody got any ideas?
There are many legislative proposals and much talk about regulation of the industry to limit violence on television.
The American Academy of Pediatrics conducted a study in which they concluded the amount of violence on television during the 1980s tripled.
These charred ruins used to be home to this couple until their 5-year-old son burned it down. And they're holding the MTV cartoon Beavis and Butthead responsible.
Beavis and Butthead are making children set fires. Hey, lady, tell your kids they're fucking cartoons, okay? They're drawings, you stupid bitch. You should go to jail if your kids think that those fucking crayons are really fire, all right? You know, and this whole excuse, oh, cartoons make kids violent. You know, we grew up, cartoons make kids violent is bullshit. Because we grew up with the most violent cartoons in the world, the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner show, okay? All right. And not once did me or any of my friends tie an animal around our neck and throw it off a fucking cliff. Never. Yeah. That's right. I don't remember anybody painting a big black semicircle on a mountain, running into it, thinking it was a fucking tunnel.
Every single American deserves to have health insurance at an affordable cost to himself and his family.
How are we going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for this? How much is it going to cost?
Under the rules of the Senate, a minority can obstruct the majority. This is what happened to comprehensive health insurance reform.
I don't think we'll ever have universal health care in this country because the insurance companies don't want to cover sick people. What a coincidence. Exactly the people who need insurance. Could you imagine if everybody did that in this country? Hello, 911? Yes? Police, there's a guy in front of the house with a baseball bat and he's whacking innocent bystanders for no apparent reason. Please, help. Would love to help you, ma'am, but we only deal with the well-behaved.
And the doctors are against it, the lawyers are against it, the insurance companies are against it, which makes me think this must be a pretty damn good idea. But there's got to be some slack money out there, man. Billions and billions of dollars of diagnostic equipment. These people aren't as smart as our grandparents. When we were kids, milk was good for you. Then it was bad. Now, they don't know. Well, shut the fuck up then. Keep your research to yourself. Just tell us up front. All right, here's the deal. You won't die today. Maybe. Sign these.
And now's not the time to put a national health care plan in. We are broke, we have no money, and my generation would bankrupt that son of a bitch like that. I mean, we didn't have the things that were like sunblock. Please, when I was growing up, the object was to burn. We would burn and then the next day have contests peeling our skin. Hey, look at this, wow. Look at the size of that. Low-fat food, no, we'd have those summer barbecues that put them hamburgers out there, 95% fat. The other 5% was lighter fluid. We're eating lighter fluid burgers, the skin's peeling off. I grew up back east, that's when the mosquito man would show up, right? Would be a guy in a chemical tank truck spewing out a cloud of DDT. As if that wasn't bad enough, my friends and I would ride behind it on our bikes. Oh, Billy, I can't see you. Can you see me?
911 emergency.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here?
Okay, what is he doing there?
He just drove up again.
He just drove up
over?
Okay, wait a minute. What kind of car is he in?
He's in a white Bronco, but first of all, he broke the back door down to get in before.
Okay, wait a minute. What's your name?
Nicole Simpson.
Okay, is he the sportscaster or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Wait a minute. We're sending the police. What is he doing? Is he threatening you?
He's fucking going nuts.
Okay, just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit out of me.
Wait a minute. Wait, just stay on the line so we can know what's going on until the police get there, okay?
He didn't do it. I know this. He did not do this. O.J. Simpson likes white people too much to do that. He does. Be real for 5 minutes. O.J. hasn't been a nigga since he was 17 years old. I know that's hard for you to swallow, but you know it's the damn truth. Now, if you'd have told me Farrakhan was up in that yard, then we could talk, but not O.J. O.J., Byron Allen, no. You see, O.J. was under that illusion of inclusion because he could get on golf courses throughout America. But when it came down to the nitty-gritty, he had to go to the ghetto, had to come back to the hood and get one of them little diaper buddies, one of them little black boys he grew up with, because all those white friends, he was calling them up to drive him on that highway. O.J., Bill, click. Steve, click. Harry, click. He had to get and that Al, come on, is that a friend? Yeah. He drove him. I mean, that man drove. Come on, I don't know nobody in this life or my past one that I could come to my house after I've seen that they were accused of a double murder on the news and say, hey, let's take a drive. I don't think so. I don't think I could go with my mama. Mama, here's the keys to the car. Call me when you get to Mexico. Love you, mama. See you on hard copy, mama.
We all watched for 2.5 hours. There he is in the Bronco. 2.5 hours. The whole world watched. And you know why. You know what you wanted to hear. We didn't want to see a happy ending. I don't waste 2.5 hours of my time to watch some fucking Jeep drive on the highway. And I didn't just want to hear a little pop. I wanted to see the whole fucking truck blow up. Just blow the fucking thing up. Give us a show. But no, 2.5 hours, 90 million Americans glued to the TV set. He changed his mind. Jane gets out of the car. The guy didn't have a paper cut. You know, do something. Shoot yourself in the fucking foot. Give us something to talk about. Nothing. I can't handle that. If I was there, I would have shot him. I would have thrown a rock or something. I would have broke the fucking windshield, something. No fucking ending to this. I mean, it's like watching Rocky for an hour and a half, and then there's no fight at the end.
But Marsha Clark, the prosecutor, is under the gun now because she doesn't look right. They want her to look better. She has to get the hair done. She needs a makeup job. You've been reading this? People in the country are not happy with the way she looks. Only because she's female is this even coming up. That Shapiro, why don't they get one of those spray cans and do the bald spot? Fix him up a little bit.
Absolutely 100% not guilty. And do you deny each of the special allegations and the special circumstance that is alleged?
When O.J. said that he is absolutely 100% not guilty, just not guilty is enough. Absolutely 100% completely. Like, is that the truth? Yeah, that's the truth, man. Is it the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Well, it's not that.
And I don't mean to imply that O.J. did it, but it don't look good. Man, his blood is starting to show up everywhere. I found some in my sock this morning. What the hell? O.J., come on! Well, I mean, I've never seen anybody bleed so much. They found his blood in the Bronco, on the Bronco, in the driveway, in the bedroom in the house in Brentwood, in the drain, in the shower, in the hotel room in Chicago. And you know, I've cut my finger before. But I've never let it bleed for 2,000 miles. At some point, O.J. had to be thinking, gosh, I'm getting cold. Maybe I should put a Band-Aid on that son of a bitch.
But they make stars out. See, that's what I don't understand about this country. We make stars out of these people. It's unbelievable. Guys like Jeffrey Dahmer cuts people up into like quarters and eighths, barbecues them in the summer, goes to trial. People are outside. He's getting like wedding proposals. I love you. You're good looking, up and coming. What is this? O.J. is charged with the crime of maybe cutting people's fucking heads off. People are outside the courtroom. Oh, we love you. We pray for you. We want to see you get out. Andrew Dice Clay tells a fucking dick joke. People want to give me the electric chair.
Serbian forces continue their assault on Muslim enclaves in the former Yugoslavia.
This is a war aimed at driving civilian population or killing from the most of areas in Bosnia and Herzegovina in order to create an ethnically cleansed Greater Serbia.
The death toll is now 200,000 in the former Yugoslavia, but for our lead story, a penis was severed in America. Bosnian Serbs have reportedly raped 20,000 Muslim women in the former Yugoslavia thus far.
I killed the woman with a gun.
But for our lead story, Americans wonder, will Tanya skate? The death toll is now 500,000 in Rwanda. But for our lead story, 95 million people last night watched O.J. Simpson drive down the highway at 40 miles an hour, being followed by the entire Los Angeles Police Department. So I was thinking, maybe in order to draw the media's attention to the real tragedies that are going on in the world today, maybe what we gotta do is get Tanya Harding to skate over the penis of a Serb. And they get O.J. Simpson to drive them all to Rwanda, elevating those tragedies to a newsworthy level.
Everyone's watching O.J., so the president's like, oh, let's invade here, let's invade there. Him and Al Gore are just sitting in the White House spinning the globe. Where do you want to go now?
American troops stood by for an invasion of Haiti while a last-minute bargaining session between former President Jimmy Carter, Colin Powell, and General Cedras produced an agreement. The military dictator will peacefully step down, and Aristide will be restored to the presidency.
And it's weird that everybody's backing down. Everyone backed down for a guy that everyone thought was such a big wuss. Can't get anybody to fight him. Although, you know, I think Haiti backed down because of Colin Powell. You know, Jimmy Carter and Sam Nunn, Colin Powell went down there, but I think it was all Colin Powell. I think he just went down there, popped a video of the highlights of the Gulf War, put it in the VCR. So here, you guys might want to watch that. And these guys had an army.
But the crisis is far from over, as thousands of Haitian refugees continue to arrive at American shores, adding to the current immigration crisis in the United States.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. That list is getting shorter every day, huh? They should just put an asterisk at the bottom of it. This offer does not apply to Haitians, persons with HIV, or anyone looking for work.
You see, I think, folks, one of the biggest reasons why they wouldn't allow the Haitians to come in to apply for asylum in this country is because they're Haitians. They have absolutely no political power. I mean, how do you think this country would react, right, if suddenly thousands of Irish Catholics were floating off the coast of Massachusetts? Help! Help! We know the Kennedys. Help! How would this country react, right, if thousands of Russian Jews were floating off the beaches of Miami? Barney, it's me, help! Right, you congressman, help! I mean, how would this country react, right, if 10,000 Scandinavian women with their tubes tied pulled up to New York Harbor on a big barge? What are you kidding me? The Senate, the Congress, every barroom in America, let freedom ring! Tuesday, illegal alien night, come on down! Swedish women drink for nothing, come on in! Senator Packwood, you can stay at my place!
Today we send a strong and clear message. We will make it tougher for illegal aliens to get into our country.
Californians should not have to bear the burden of the federal government's failure to confront the problems of illegal immigration.
But Wilson's right. We keep letting those illegal aliens in. They'll take all those fruit-picking jobs I've dreamed of all my life. Working outdoors, sleeping in your car, just like camping, only different.
I mean, don't blame the illegal aliens, blame the agricultural companies that hire these people. I mean, but if it wasn't for the illegal aliens, who's gonna pick the lettuce? What, the Teamsters? Salads would be like $90 a piece.
Well, that's been a hell of a year, huh? 1994, Bosnia, the invasion of Haiti, Rwanda, comets colliding into Jupiter, the Brady Bill, peace in the Middle East. But what do we remember? O.J., Tanya, and the Bobbits. We are so ready for an invasion from outer space, it's unbelievable.
Come on, let's begin the invasion. No, let's wait for the O.J. verdict.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the plains. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim's feet whose stern impassioned stress a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes prove in liberating strife, who more than self their country love and mercy more than life. Oh, beautiful for patriot dreams that seems beyond the years, thy alabaster cities gleam undimmed by human tears. America, America, guide men thy every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control.
thy liberty in law. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood